Hello, everyone. This is going to be kind of a little bit of a. I was going to say rambling video, but it's kind of a little bit of to talk about. I'm playing to I currently kind of over to what I'm playing right now, and I will be doing other games, but I'm kind of waiting for updates. Some of the games that I play, and I'm also trying not to burn myself out on others as well.
Offer is this.
But yeah, generally, what I want to talk about is hopefully, and also hopefully my partner in the other room does not get picked up because she is being a little loud, and I've told her to quiet down. But it's I'm not gonna bully her about it. It's fine. Um, kill me. Um, but what I want to talk about today is Destiny because it is obviously kind of relevant and just generally I want to talk about it because it just feels bittersweet. And I know I kind of already kind of talked about how I feel given that the last update, basically before the last update came out and stuff like that, and just everything else. But I want to talk about the game after this update and just kind of the whole what could have been and just generally how we where we kind of are. Now, I will say I'm aware there is a cutscene and a little bit of extra dialogue for doing the Me and You Big Blue Triumph. That Triumph gives you a cutscene as well as a bunch of other stuff. In fact, I might actually do that, even though I think that doesn't count. But basically, by doing these kind of, if you go here, complete Triumph collection triumphs from different categories, and if you do different ones, that it gives you stuff. I've also done. They do kind of more of the 9 based ones and stuff like that. I'll probably do that. Maybe the dares ones. I'll do that really fast because it's probably nice and easy. Um, but this is obviously before I've seen that. I've heard that that cutscene is heart wrenching, but I want to get a reaction to it and kind of have more thoughts on it later. But just kind of, I want to talk about this from the standpoint of the gameplay and everything that kind of came out, and just kind of how I feel. And I'm gonna actually be doing an activity here because I do need to grind out some stuff. Um, it's gonna be in the Pale Heart, unfortunately, because I'm trying to farm for a class item so I can do a solo dungeon. So we're gonna be doing that. Probably best to follow my Pathfinder because I do need to do Pathfinder stuff as well. Done that. I'm not doing that. I'll probably skip over here. That will probably get them pretty quickly. And I'm going that way anyway. So I'll do that. I need to go to transgression. Okay. Where is transgression? Went too far. Okay, this way. Got it. Do that first. But generally speaking, it was one of those things where so far everything I've kind of seen has left the game very open ended and kind of safe to if they get something greenlit to basically be able to make more D2 or more even a D3. We are in a safe position, right? I feel like we're in a fairly safe position to say that that is a thing that might happen. That being said, I'm also. I don't want to say angry. I don't want to say upset. I'm just. I'm somewhere. I'm experiencing both emotions at the same time. I'm upset because the fact that we're not getting more, and I'm angry at Bungie executives. I would say Sony executives because that's originally what I thought this was, but not even Sony knew that this was happening until we did. So it's like Destiny's fate being kind of just thrown to the trash has kind of been depressing. And don't get me wrong, I understand that most games now, in terms of the development side of things, is a business. But it's like, how is it that instead of doing, instead of actually listening to the community managers and listening to the devs The executives say, no, it's the people and the devs are wrong. We know it's right. And just kind of being so wishy-washy with it and just kind of throwing away everything good that they had and just throwing it out the window in favor of just, not necessarily just solely investing in Marathon, but just kind of saying, nope, we want our money. Fuck this. We're done. We're not going to waste resources on this game anymore because it's not earning us money. It's like, how gone in the mind do you have to be to do that? Because it's depressing. That's really all it is. It is just depressing. That being said, what we got as a final hurrah for Destiny has been very nice. I think the updated loot pools have been nice. I think the fact that we have Pantheon, which I haven't touched yet, I know. The general things that we do have, I think, are very nice. And I think it's also just one of those things where it's like, I understand that all good things must come to an end. That's kind of what I initially called my video in the first place. All good things must come to an end. But this didn't feel like where we were going. We had so much more. And I hate to basically retort a line from Doctor Who, but we could have had so much more.
There's more work to be done.
So much more. We've had so much that we could have done that could have been able to make this game good. The fact that we had devs who wanted to do things and listen to us and allow us to do the things that we want to do and have all these things and basically have this amazing update that they had planned, and it just all gets kind of shoved away, and it's like, why? Why is this the way it goes out, right? And I know I'm not like a massive voice in this community. I'm just a 600 subscriber going on close to 700 subscriber content creator who just likes Destiny a lot and met my partner in Destiny and basically enjoys the world that is Destiny. I know I'm not anyone special, but it's still like, I'm a player who loves this game, and despite the fact that I didn't always play it during its low points and I played it a lot during its high points, I never wanted the game to end. I knew it would eventually. I knew deep down it had to. But it was one of those things where I didn't think it was going to end on such a somber note, in the sense of it's just over. It's not like there was a send-off or anything. It's not like we got anything that was like of note. It's just, hey, it's over. Good luck. It's over now. Have fun. Here's the sandbox now. Just have fun. And I'm like, okay. And that's just kind of where I'm at. It's just like, it's not that it feels like there's no more point to grind. It's just like, hey, if you're, I think Mac put it best, like if you're someone who's looking to basically do what was the effective grind towards the next expansion, that doesn't exist anymore. If you're someone like me who just plays the game because they like doing Destiny stuff, the game still has plenty for you. But deep down, I'm also like, but we could have had more. We could have actually had more if people actually... I'm not saying that it's the gamer's fault, but it's like, if we had more people listening and more people actually playing the game and not necessarily putting their money where their mouth is, but just doing things... What the hell? Oh, it's the ghost. And just doing things that we wanted for them that Bungie to do, and kind of Ben was more vocal, I feel like we would have had a great experience. We probably could have had Shattered Cycle raid and everything, like all this stuff that was being worked on. I think we were basically on the verge of seeing a lot of it, especially for like Shattered Cycle and beyond that. We were gonna probably be seeing a lot of that, and just nothing. It's not happening anymore. It's gone. It's just dead. And I'm like, what's even the point anymore? Like, it feels like it feels like we went to a Michelin star restaurant and ordered like a 5-course meal, got 4, and then they basically said, oh, we're out of the 5th course stuff. sorry, here's the dessert anyway. Like, here's a decent dessert anyway. Like, I'm satisfied that we at least got something, but I'm also like, but where's the, but, but, but what happened? Where's the rest of it? You know, like, what do you mean? What do you mean what do you mean? It's very much like, what do you mean? There's no more. What do you mean we're cutting development? Like, what? Like, it's hard to believe. It's kind of what I kind of is the feeling I'm experiencing. It's like, how did we get to this point? How are we at the point where this is what's going on? We're at this point where Bungie just decided it's no longer sustaining us. It's no longer a thing we can do. And I'm just like, what? What? What do you mean? That doesn't that. I just can't get my mind to wrap my mind around it because obviously I obviously work retail. I don't understand it from that side. But even so, it's like, what do you mean? Because I thought this was something that Bungie loved making. I thought this was something that brought in enough money that it was sustainable. But apparently it's not. And I'm like, okay. I'm not necessarily saying, oh, they killed Destiny for Marathon, because I'm not one of those people. But it's one of those things where it's like, the fact that we were told that Marathon was going to not have its it hindered Destiny development, only for it to end up hindering Destiny development. I'm not blaming Bungie for lying. I'm not necessarily blaming, like, the Bungie dev team for lying. I'm blaming the Bungie executives for basically yoinking what little we had on the Destiny team, putting them on Marathon, and then wondering why D2 isn't doing well. It's like, you kind of created the problem and are now blaming the problem on us, effectively. It's like, the problem was on you, and you didn't communicate to us that things were going downhill until it was too late. And it's like, what the hell? And it just sucks. I'm just sad. And I know this video is supposed to be gonna be a crisis video. I'll probably have it up tomorrow. I'm been stressed out trying to get my new job going, and I started it today, or technically yesterday, and I obviously am working more today when this goes up, in probably like a few hours when this goes up. But I'm just like, what? I can't get over this, and I guess the best way to describing it is, I'm infuriated at the executives. I'm sad for the devs, and as a player, I wish I could do more. I would have, like, I'm somebody who has interest in game making. I've always have had that interest, but I know deep down that if I ever wanted to get a job at a studio that I would have loved to work at, whether that be working on a Call of Duty game, working on Destiny 2, working on whatever, no matter what I would have wanted to work on, I was expendable. I would always just be an expendable person, because the fact that the way this entire thing works is unfortunately just the mindset of you are just but another number and another paycheck for somebody. You are just someone who allows somebody to have a paycheck every month. You are not important, type thing. And that's what I hate about, not necessarily just exclusively game dev culture, but just modern work culture in general. So it's not just gaming, it's happening in other places too. Like, hell, it's happened in retail a couple times. It's part of the reason why I left some of the tech stores that I've worked at, whether they be local or big chain. It's like, I was expendable. Me having to go get my surgery to help me lose weight caused me to be expendable. Me having to do medical leave and being forced to do things I didn't want to do made me expendable. I wasn't worth investing into because I was deemed non-important. And that's what sucks, is that's how easy jobs can be lost nowadays. And it's infuriating because you have no control over it. You have no way of stopping it. There's no way to prevent this from happening, and that's what drives me mad, is that you can't prevent this from happening no matter how hard you try. And I think that's what really is the devastating part about working in game dev, is you're not allowed to do anything for yourself. And it's infuriating. It just is. But God, I have no other way of describing my anger other than just saying, like, I really hope we do get a Destiny 3. I was very much on the side of I don't want Destiny 3 because I don't want all my stuff to be gone. But even if it's a thing where they find a way to be able to allow us to keep some form of recognition from D2 into a D3 or otherwise, if we do get something like that, all I ask is that we just get recognized for our time playing D2 in the next game that we get. And I'm not gonna say I'm going to get Marathon, but I definitely have been wanting to do a video on it for a while. I was going to during this most recent free weekend, but with my move and generally not having time, I just unfortunately just ran out of time and I couldn't get to it. But I will do a video on Marathon. It basically same thing happened with Surge Slam, just things didn't line up correctly. But I will try and do a video on Marathon, not only just to help support a dev team that I love, but because I want to at least give it a try, you know? And that's kind of it. I'm just kind of mad at Bungie execs, basically the position that Pete Parsons had, and just the fact that there were executives who were willing to put a game that was beloved by so many on ice because they're not on ice, but basically just yank the cord on it. But why? Why? And, yeah, I'm going to leave the video off here. I'm going to try and kill the subjugator if I can. I think that should free it. That it does. Wow, he died fast. But yeah, it's just... Yeah, I have nothing really else to say. Other than just, if you're someone who's played Destiny before and you haven't played it since maybe Lightfall or something like that, or maybe it's been a little bit, I'm not saying come back because I want more people to play Destiny with. I'm saying come back because maybe it'll help Bungie and Sony see that Destiny is worth investing into again. That maybe we'll actually be able to get more D2 content. Maybe we'll actually be able to get more Destiny content in general. But I'm not going to hold out hope because it's one of those things where it's like all good things must come to an end. I'm not saying I'm going to uninstall the game and never play the game ever again. I'm going to keep playing it because I like the game and I think it's one of the only games that's ever captured my attention as like an MMO game. Or like a loot shooter type game that's actually captured my attention in such a way that I don't think it'll ever be able to be replaced. Like Warframe, I did enjoy, and I actually have gone back and played a little bit more of it. And I might do streams on it once the internet we can get better internet and stuff like that. But I'm not going to make that be my main looter shooter anymore. I'm still gonna have Destiny be that. That will always be what Destiny is to me. It's my main looter shooter. But yeah, thank you for just listening to me rant and ramble for a bit. Hopefully I'll be getting Crisis 2 up tomorrow. Again, I apologize with just my schedule and everything like that. I've been all over the place. Again, I feel bad, but I'm gonna still try and do daily videos. But if I miss a video upload due to either my internet being slow or what have you, I apologize. It's out of my control at this point. And even then, the job that I have, I only really kind of got it because it's close. It's within walking distance of my place, and it's good money for what it's worth. And it's very much once I get enough money to be able to kind of get my footing back in on my bills, I'm gonna probably switch to something else that's more my speed, even if it is a little bit farther away. Because that's mainly my thing. Is I wanted to get a job at a different place, but I can't afford to do the rides there and back right now, so it's like I should apply for something close. Then once I get basically once enough time passes and I've worked it there long enough, I can just go somewhere else and work elsewhere and at least work somewhere I feel a bit more comfortable, you know? But, yeah. Thank you for watching this and letting me ramble. Yeah, I'll see you guys next week watching this and make. Everybody, stay safe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with whatever I said to make.